Welcome to my channel and to my third video on theoretical Kabbalah, or Kabbalah for Dummies, as I think I've put in the title. Now, in the first two videos we looked at what Kabbalah was and why I was doing the videos. In the second video we looked at the three veils of negative existence and the first Sephiroth, Keter. And in this third video I would like to look at the second and third Sephiroths, Chokmah and Binah. But before we do that, let's backtrack a little bit, so that if you haven't watched the previous videos, and this will be a kind of a whistle-stop tour. So we looked at theoretical Kabbalah as being the theory of existence of the divine being, of creation and of our part in it, and of the day-by-day means by which creation is sustained. Okay, we looked at the three veils of negative existence, which represent to us an ability to try and conceptualize something which is beyond our capacity to understand, really. It's a backdrop against which the Kabbalistic tree of life can begin to make some kind of sense. So to rush through that very quickly, we're talking about the essence of the divine being, the Ein, being, pure godness, for want of a better word. Although when I use the term God and divine, I'm not talking about the Christian God or the Christian divine. I'm talking about the God behind the gods of the whole of humankind. As Dion Fortune says in one of her books, all the gods are one God, and all the goddesses are one goddess, and there is one initiator. And that is my belief. So when I talk about the divine, I am talking about the supreme being, the primal intelligence, the source of all that is and will be. So in Kabbalistic terms, Ein is the heart of the supreme being, which is the nothing, the no thing. There is nothing, only presence. That's the first veil of negative existence. Second veil is the Ein Sof, without limit, so that the no thing is all and everywhere and the only thing that exists. The third veil is Ein Sof, or limitless light. So those three things together paint a picture of a pure being that is all and everywhere and is the light of spirit. Okay, now we talked about an intention arising within the divinity to be, I suppose, to move from no thing to something. And so the divinity focused to a point of expression, Keter, the first Sephiroth. So outside of the unity, beyond the veils of negative existence, a point of intention of the Godhead manifests, Keter. And we looked at this in my first and second videos. So today I want to talk about the second and third Sephiroth, Chokmah and Binah. Now, if we're saying that Keter is the pure, undifferentiated essence of God, still the unity in which there is no duality, there is no thing, only presence, then in order for something, creation, to occur, there needs to be more than unity. So Keter emanates another aspect of the Godhead, the second Sephiroth, Chokmah. Now, Chokmah is power, energy, pure force, no form. Its title is wisdom. It is the intention of the divine moving forward. If you think of Chokmah as fuel, it has no shape or form of its own. It is dynamic energy, but it is more than presence. It is more than the unity, pure being. It is now dynamism, dynamic action. And this is Chokmah. Now, in terms of its titles, the supernal Father. So if you imagine that the unity is not God as we know it. God, for example, the Christian God and all of the gods in the monotheistic faith, they are representations of divinity. So, for example, Jehovah would be allocated to Chokmah, the supernal Father. There is so much that I want to try and cram into this that I'm in danger of losing myself. But let's keep it simple. Let's keep Chokmah as dynamic, outpouring energy, the energy that will fuel the creation process. Now, energy that has no constraint can never achieve anything. It just pours forth and dissipates. It cannot achieve focus. It cannot achieve solidity if it's just pure energy. So the third Sephiroth emanating from Chokmah is Binah. Now Binah is the first concept, the archetype of form. So we have in the first three Sephiroth known as the supernal triangle, we have Keter, which is the presence of the divine being. We have Chokmah, which is the dynamic energy, the spirit, the constant outpouring, the fuel that will fuel the creation process and sustain the creation process. And then from Chokmah we move to Binah, which is the first beginnings of the ideas of form. Now, Binah has the titles. Binah, by the way, is understanding. Okay, understanding of the way forward. I think of it as understanding of the process and the way forward of achieving the divine intention. Okay, so Chokmah is the wisdom of the divine in terms of taking the plan forward. Binah is understanding of what needs to come. So if you think of Binah as the engine into which the fuel of Chokmah flows, it's spelt with a C, so sometimes it catches me out. You begin to get a picture. Okay, so Chokmah being the fuel, Binah being the engine, and both together achieving something. Now, Binah's titles are the Great Mother, the Great Sea, Mara, the Bitter One. Now, why titles like that? Why the Dark Mother? Because if you imagine, okay, from the realm of pure spirit, being locked into the constraint of form, that is quite severe. That which has been everywhere, free-flowing, unconstrained, now begins the process of becoming constrained, becoming locked into form. So that is why Binah is seen as the bitter one, locking and imprisoning and constraining. But of course, that is only part of the process. Also, that which comes into form must pass out of form. That which is born must die. So another reason why Binah is called Mara, the Bitter One. But my belief is that we come into form to achieve growth. And without time in form, we cannot achieve growth. We cannot achieve spiritual evolution. We cannot individuate from being a splinter of divinity to being a fully formed and evolved spiritual being in our own right. So I'm wandering again here, sorry about that. So yeah, so we've got Keta, the pure presence of the divine. We've got Chokmah, the supernal Father, the ultimate positive principle. We have Binah, the supernal Mother, the ultimate negative principle. And so as we work through the Tree of Life, we'll see that the whole of creation is based on positive and negative and balance. And whilst we're talking about the force and form aspects of the supernals, it's worthwhile remembering, okay, that if we go back to something we talked about the Ein, that the divine being is the only thing that exists in the entire universe. There is no other substance other than the divine. And so, therefore, creation, all of it, doesn't matter what it is, whether it is spirit, whether it is matter, it is the same thing, because there is only one thing in existence. So spirit and matter are the same things at the polar ends of the continuum. Okay, so spirit is Chokmah, matter, Binah, the polar opposites of the positive and the negative. Okay, so, right, I think I'm going to stop there because I think I've given you enough to think about just for now. So thank you for watching, and I'll be back shortly with the next 2 Sephiroth on the Tree of Life. Thanks for listening, and bye for now.